Okay, here I'm going to create an assembly. So I'm going to go ahead and click on New. Okay, select Assembly and click OK. Okay, now I've got some parts already created, so all I need to do is use those parts to create an assembly. So when this opens, okay, you'll get this begin assembly. You can just go ahead and cancel out of that. I need the assembly toolbar. To get that, I right-click up here and I can select my assembly toolbar. Mine's already up, so I'm not going to click it again, but that's how you get it there. So I can come over here and choose Insert Component. Go to Browse to go find the part that I'm looking for. Now I've already got the parts created, okay, so I'm just going to go first I'm going to get something called the base plate. So I'll grab that, click Open, and now I can just left click to place it in my drawing like so. Okay. Once I get that, I'm going to go ahead and insert another component. This will be my bearing. Click on Browse to go find the file, part file. Okay, and once that comes up, I can select the bearing file and click Open, and then I can drop this bearing onto my assembly as well. Now those are being shown. I'm going to go ahead and turn those off just by right-clicking on annotations. Oops, that's for the base plate. I need to do it for the bearing. Right-click. Show my feature dimensions, take those off. Okay, so now I've got these on here. What I can do now is I can create a mate. Okay, so I just click on mate and I can do things such as select the top surface of the base plate and the bottom surface of the bearing, and what it'll do is it'll push those two together and actually mate them. Okay, now there's a mate or there's the flush command. I can, depending on what kind of alignment you want, you select one or the other over in the toolbar. So this is what I want, so I'm going to go ahead and click OK to accept it. Okay. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to line up some axes. So the first thing I need to do is bring up so I can actually view those temporary axes. So these are all the axes of all my circles. Okay. And I'm just going to go grab this axis and this axis, and it'll bring those together, and I'll go ahead and accept that mate and then close out. Now that those are mated, I can actually move things and see how things are constrained, and you can see this guy is constrained such that the two surfaces are mated together as well as the axis is put in there. Okay, so I need one more to completely constrain this thing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back into mate, and now what I can actually do is I can mate planes if I want to. So I could mate the front plane of the base plate with the front plane of the bearing. Now these are in the wrong alignment, so I'll click on the other alignment to flip them around. But again, I can line up those planes and mate those just like that. Now I'm fully constrained. I can go ahead and click OK, close out, and we're fully constrained. Okay, I'm going to go back to my isometric view, and now I'm going to show you an exploded view. Okay, so I click right here and I can create an exploded view just by left clicking. What I do is I just go grab the piece that I want to move, so I can left click on the bearing and it'll bring up this thing here. And I can just grab, for instance, I could grab the vertical arrow and just bring it up. And I could do this with several parts. Once I get it where I want it, I can go ahead and click OK. Now, to kind of undo this, I go under here into my configuration manager, open up things. You see I have this exploded view. If I just double click on it, it'll take it back the way it was, but it'll still be in there, so to speak. So that's how you can create an exploded view. Okay. The next nice thing is I can actually make changes. Okay, that will change, you know, as I put these together if I need to make a change. So for example, I can right click on bearing and go into edit part, and I can make some changes. Apparently I need to save my assembly before I do that, so I will go ahead and save it. And once it gets saved, then I will be able to make changes to things. So I saved my assembly here. Okay. Now I got the bearing in there. What I can do is, again, I can bring those dimensions back up. And for example, I can double click on a dimension. Okay, so I've got this 1/4 inch dimension, and I could make it, say, a 1/2 inch dimension, and click OK. And what it'll do is it'll make the change for me. And I can go ahead and click OK. If I need to rebuild it, I just click there. Okay, and you can see it changed the dimension of that for me. Okay, so yeah, so there you have it. So I'm going to go ahead and save this. Okay, to get back out, I guess I'm in the edit part. To get back out, I can go back into edit the assembly just by right-clicking somewhere in there. Now I should probably save this to get it all saved for me. So now that I've got it all put together, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a drawing from this part, or from this assembly, excuse me. So it'll open up for me. I can choose, we've done this many times. Whatever size you want to choose is fine. Okay, you bring that up, and there you have it. And again, we've got our view palette over here. I've got an exploded view if I want to use that, or I can just grab my isometric view, which is what I'll do. And you can change how it looks and things. Clearly I want to take off my hidden line, so I'll click on that. I could change my scale a little bit. I'm not going to bother with that. Okay, and there you have it. There's my view. Okay, if I want to create a bill of materials, okay, that's easy enough to do. That's under Insert Tables, Bill of Materials. Okay, and really that's all you need to do. You click OK, and then you'll be able to place your bill of materials right down in the lower right-hand corner. Okay, so it'll use whatever part name you want. And things of that nature. So I can always go in here and I can mess around with things. I just left-clicked on it. I could do things such as column properties. Okay, so I could use, if I want to put in any other properties, I can go ahead and go around and figure all of those things out. Different property, if I want a part number, whatever it is. Okay, in fact, I can click on things, okay, and I can make changes as necessary as well. Okay, so you can mess around with it. I mean, it's just set up like an Excel spreadsheet and whatnot. Okay, so the last thing I need to do is I need to put in some balloons, and that's pretty easy. They're right here. I can just left-click. Let me zoom in a little bit just to make it a little easier to see. I just left-click on the balloon. It'll bring up a little balloon box over here. Okay. For example, I could do like a tight fit circle, so they're not quite as big. And I just basically click where, the part that I want, place the balloon. Same thing here. Click this part, bring it out. Put my number there, not too complicated. Go ahead and left click on that, and really what I have here now is an assembly drawing with balloon numbers and a bill of materials. So that's how we put together assemblies in SolidWorks.